Hello everyone! It's been a while since I made my last video. I was working a lot at my university, but I would like to get more consistent with my content in the upcoming months, so I hope I can improve that. I am writing a blog post about tips on how to stay focused while doing work. I've been asked a lot this question by people following me on Instagram because they know I study a lot and they wonder how I manage to do it. And what they don't know, I think, is that 3 years ago, it was difficult for me to study for 30 minutes straight. It's very sad to say today and realize that, but it's the truth. I was always distracted by something. I would be on my phone constantly. I would be more on my phone than working. When I arrived at university, I realized that I would need to improve that and I would need to have a better work ethic and be able to stay focused more because I have ADHD, so that's something I needed to work on. And I was able to improve myself, and today I will tell you 10 tips on how I got to that point where today I can study and work for 8 hours. Well, I take a lunch break of an hour for a day, but I work a lot today and I'm very focused now. My first tip is the usual one we see everywhere, but I know some people still don't make to-do lists. So my first tip is to always make a to-do list. I have a couple of ways that I do my to-do list. The first one is that I use Todoist. It's a software that you can have on your desktop, on your phone, on your iPad and everything. And it's just a simple checklist app that I really enjoy. I use the free version and it does everything that I need. Sometimes I switch to Trello where I have a board with the days of the week. I realize that I switch when I have a lot of things to do during the week. I always have a lot of things to do, but sometimes I just feel the need to visualize my task and assign them for the whole week. I feel that Trello is a lot better at visualizing what you need to do for the week because Todoist is just a checklist. I mostly use Todoist. A third method I use to do my list is that I use a paper notepad. So at university at my desk I have this knock knock one. That's the plan of attack. I will put the link in the description if you're interested in seeing it. At home I have another notepad. I bought it at Indigo here. Here's what it looks like. So it says do what they think you can do on the top here, and then it's just a checklist. When do I use paper notepads? So I mostly use that when I will work here all day and I just want to have it next to me like that, and it stays on my desk for throughout the day. Well, I know I still have Todoist, but sometimes I really just want to make a plan for what I will do in this sitting. My second tip is to watch the live stream on YouTube. So that's something I discovered I think 2 years ago. It's basically someone who is studying and doing a live video at the same time on YouTube. I did a whole video about how it benefits me, but it's really useful because when I was only able to study for 30 minutes, I would watch other YouTubers study for like 3 hours, and I would tell myself, if this person is doing it, then I can too. So when the YouTuber would be studying, I would be studying too, and if I was becoming less motivated, I would look at my screen and I would see that person still studying. So that was really a motivator for me. And I quickly realized that people who were streaming were mostly in Europe, Asian countries, so they were not in my time zone. That's when I decided I would create my own YouTube channel and create these study with me videos. So if you want to try that, I strongly encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I stream almost every day, so you can study with me when you want. My third tips is to have everything near you on your office. So with time, I quickly realized that when I would sit down here to work, I would always get up and get a lot of things for sometimes up to an hour. So I would sit down and then, oh, I need a glass of water. I would get up, get a glass of water, and then I would come back. Oh, I need Post-its. I would go get it, come back. Oh, I need a lighter for my tea light candles. So, and you know, when you don't want to work, everything becomes a reason to stop. So whatever I was missing was a good reason for me to get up and not work. When I realized that, I actually made sure to bring everything near my office. So right now I have tea light candles, I have a lighter always in a drawer of my desk. So unfortunately I don't have any reasons to get up. I would also need air ties a lot, so now I have a bunch of air ties in my drawers too. So the only reason I get up these days is because I forgot a glass of water, and that's not too bad. My fourth tip that I realized is that if I take too long to eat lunch particularly, I would lose the momentum in the study bubble. I started trying to plan because that's really difficult, but my fourth tip is to have meals ready to eat. Sometimes if I'm cooking dinner and I know that tomorrow I want to study a lot, I will try to make sure I have some leftovers that I just need to put in the microwave and eat. So that way I can just take a 1 hour break to eat lunch. I can take 5 minutes to get my lunch ready, and then I can watch a TV show and really relax for the next 45 minutes. So that's something that's really working for me. My fifth tips is to use the Pomodoro technique. I thought that a lot of people were using it. Actually, not everyone knows about this tip. It really changed my life. I really discovered it with the Study With Me live stream. It's just you use a timer and you work for 25 minutes and you take a 5-minute break. I usually do a 50-minute of work and 10 minutes of break because I found that 5-minute break are too small and I would be always late to come back to work because preparing a fruit as a snack and a coffee takes too long, so I would be late. And also I need to focus a lot to work. I would lose too much time every 25 minutes to get back into what I was doing previously, and it wasn't enough time to finish a complete task, so that's why I'm doing 50 minutes sessions. My tip number 6 is to avoid using your cell phone. Of course it's a basic one, but I have some tips that I use to not touch my phone. So the first tip that I have for you is use the Forest app. I think it's free on the Google Play Store, but it's maybe $2 on the iPhone how do you call it, iTunes Store? App Store. I think it's worth it to pay $2 because Forest is really an app that you plant real trees while not touching your phone. So if you want to have that real tree in real life planted for you, you need to not touch your phone for like a lot of hours. That's a really good tip. I encourage you to try it. Also, I use my phone for my Pomodoro sessions. I use the app Interval Timer. The link will be in the description. So having that my cell phone as a timer helps me to not use it. You can leave your phone in another room, and sometimes I also give my phone to a friend and I told that person to not give it back to me until I get my homework done. My tip number 7 is to leave your laptop in another room if you don't need it. When I was doing physics, for example, I was only using my laptop for music, but I realized that I was losing a lot of time by going to random websites and losing my time on Facebook. So I realized that I could invest in a speaker, so I could have some music in my room with Bluetooth but still keep my laptop away from me. That really helped me. If you still need your laptop, you can use an app like Self Control that blocks certain websites that you put in the blacklist for the amount of time that you selected. My tip number 8 is to have very different tasks. So that's really helpful because when you check things off your to-do list, it gives you a momentum to keep going and it makes you happy. So that's why you need small tasks. And also, when you're working for a long time, you will get tired. So it's really efficient to have easier tasks that you will still be productive and still get things done, but it will be easier. So for example, I know that in the afternoon at around 3 to 5 p.m. I'm not as productive as I usually am. So that's the moment where I will do very easy tasks like replying to emails and replying to comments, things like that. So doing quiz or something easy, anything. And also I suggest you to have different class to study. So if you're very fed up with physics, you can move on to another subject, and that really helps and makes a difference. My tip number 9 is to know yourself. So if you're a morning person or a night person, try to know what is the time during the day where you're the most productive and make sure to do your most important task in the day during that period of time. I think how you can discover this best time for you is to just try it during the day and try everything, and you will eventually find what's working out for you. My tip number 10 is really weird. What helped me be more proactive is to really film myself, because I realized how and when I was losing all this time. It's a original tip, but you can try to film yourself while you're studying and look at yourself afterwards and try to see where you lose time. So we often don't realize how much time we're losing on our phones. So filming myself is the only reason I discovered how much time I was losing on my phone, and now I am able to not look at it for a whole day, and then I have a lot of notifications after the day, but it's really great. That's it for my tips. I hope they will be helpful to you, and I also wrote a blog post that is a complete roundup of all these tips, so if you want to read that post, the link will be in the description, and I will probably put it in the cards. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any other tips for us, please leave a comment. I would love to know how you stay focused while studying.